Hello guys, this is Keith to the Truth, and in today's video we're going to talk about the most common causes of death worldwide, and my opinion on the subject, um, as well as just some personal comments on this situation. So if we look at the official statistics, we're going to see the top 10 right here, the big 10. Of course there's more, um, but so let's see how they stack up in relationship to what I've been telling you about, this calcium issue, which is something that's probably not on your radar. It's never been on your radar. It's on my radar now, but it has never been before. So it recently came to my attention, and I'll get into the supernatural events that led me to that realization. And, of course, the Almighty in His good graces guiding us and, egging me on to share this information with you so that you can use it to the best of your abilities, and make sure that you share it with your loved ones, your children, your children's children, your nephews, your friends. So we have the big three here, and all I see across the board is calcium, and I'm going to show you how and why. Righty? So cancer, the big C. Look at what this says, and this is why I like using their own tools against them. Look, when you have more calcium in your blood, blah blah blah, they call it hypercalcemia, right? Hyper means big or bigger in Greek. Calcemia is the same root as calcium, which comes from the ancient Sanskrit. I'll get into that in the next video, so you can see all the spiritual ramifications and metaphysical. Um, it is considered a serious condition, right? And guess what? There's a link in there with a big C right there. Okay, they are telling you though, they didn't miss a chance to lie to you, because it's all about lying to you, right? They're telling you it's a side effect. The high calcium is a side effect, but how do we know? How do we know the causality, the direction of the arrow? Maybe it's the other way around. It could be, it's just a thought, nothing more than that. Um, why is calcium high with cancer? So, whoa, immediately you're seeing these red flags. They're telling you there's cancer, and then there's high calcium related with it. So remember in the last video and the one before that, I was telling you, like, everything you eat has calcium in it. There's just no way to go around it, because your body's made of calcium. The earth itself is made of calcium. There's calcium in the water. It's especially hard water, but some of it has been added. So long story short is, there's a red flag right here. If you're seeing, okay, there's high calcium that's correlated with cancer. We're not going to the causality right now, but it's very fishy if you notice that they're adding calcium to every single thing that they can. Everything that's processed, I show you in the past video, has added calcium in one form or another, be it calcium carbonate or be it calcium chloride or whatever it is. So elevated blood calcium levels are seen in 20 to 30% of cancer patients. The rest, maybe they're not even testing them for that. So who knows? Okay. Look at this one. Hypercalcemia means there's too much calcium in the blood. It's the most common life-threatening complication of the big C in adults. Read that again. So if you're not sharing this video, I could care less. I'm not monetizing the channel, but do yourself a favor. If you care about your loved ones, if you care about yourself, you don't even have it to do it for health reasons, changing your diet, your lifestyle. I'm doing it more out of, I'm kind of angry. I'm kind of upset at myself for my ignorance. I'm really thankful, and you have to take the steps quickly. The first one might be, oh my God, disbelief or cognitive dissonance, and you don't want to process the information. But then, kind of rage and a little bit of ire sets in because, like, these people wanted to kill me prematurely and have me crazy and bound and all these bad, horrible things before my time. And I didn't realize that. So, again, we're completely ignorant. We have to bow down and come to our knees before the Almighty Creator so that He can set us free through His grace, through the grace of Christ, through the grace of yoga, through the grace of renunciation of the things of this world. So, the things of this world, processed foods, and the things made by the Creator, the Almighty, are the natural things, the fruit, the vegetables, etc. Alzheimer's, another leading cause of death. Look right here. Number 7, dementias and Alzheimer's. All right, guess what? Some of these scholars and researchers, doctors, medical professionals, they, claim, they do, not I, that there might be some amyloid plaque that, gets into the brain and disrupts your brain, and then you get Alzheimer's. Well, guess what this amyloid plaque is made out of? The word plaque, the word plaque is a dead giveaway, right? The word plaque is a dead giveaway because plaque means calcium. It's just a key word they use to kind of delude you. So you see how they're tricky? You see how they don't play straight? So amyloid plaque, calcium, all right? We have postulated that calcium may enable or accelerate the aggregation of this amyloid beta peptide. So you see, there's a link right there. I'm not proving anything to you. You go ahead and prove it to yourself. I'm just giving you the threads, the rabbit holes. There's a rabbit hole. Go down it if you want. Okay, if you're courageous enough to see what's on the other side of it. Calcium ions. And these are scholarly National Library of Medicine, PubMed Central. Calcium ions promote formation of the amyloid peptide oligomers. Neurotoxicity, Alzheimer's disease. Boom. So, heart disease, number 1, number 7, dementias. They're both death by calcium. And I'm going to comment that all these top 10 are due to calcium. Dementia, calcium. Permanent increase in calcium levels increases vascular risk. Risk factors. Calcium supplement intake increases the risk. Yeah, but that's just one side of the issue. If you think just the supplements, you're not even scratching the surface. That's just the tip of the iceberg. It's the whole food supply. The whole food supply, like I showed you in the first video, the past video. The whole food supply is chock full of calcium, limestone. Older women that take calcium supplements may increase their risk of developing Alzheimer's disease and dementia. Yeah, but when you're eating pizza, when you're eating cheese, when you're eating bread, when you're eating flour, when you're eating yogurt, you're loading yourself with calcium. And you're ignorant of the fact of the danger. Okay? So be sure to share this information immediately with the people that you care about so they can take immediate action and change their diet. Low calcium levels, kidney failure. Okay, where's that one? Number 10 cause of death according to these guys. All right, so low calcium levels, kidney failure, that could happen. But remember, they try to hide it. When you ask for it directly, they'll hide it. Kidney stones caused maybe due to a high level of calcium in the urine, because that's what kidney stones are made of. They're made of calcium oxalate, most common type of kidney stone. So you see, it's right there. So calcium chloride, I missed this one in the past video. The most effective concrete accelerator. Every time you eat cheese, you're ingesting calcium chloride. So unless you go and milk the cow yourself and prepare the cheese yourself without adding calcium or calcium chloride, don't eat it. That would be just my opinion. Do whatever you want. Okay. And then we go to gastrointestinal diseases. Where are they? Diarrheal. Number 8. They call diarrheal. I call them gastrointestinal. How does calcium work for diarrhea? Well, here they're claiming that it reduces it, but once you dig deeper, look at this. Calcium supplements may increase the incidence of constipation and severe diarrhea. Okay, so they're lying, and then if you dig deeper, you'll find the nitty gritty. No pun intended. Calcium supplements, side effects, gas, constipation, bloating. Okay? Keep going. Gastrointestinal diseases, severe diarrhea, abdominal pain, etc., etc. And we're doing this to ourselves. So you see the metaphysical aspect of letting the evil creep in. Guess what? Oh, here's a Twinkie. Oh, here's a Mars bar. Oh my God, here's a croissant. Here's a crepe. You can have all these wonderful, tasty things because it's all about you and your ego and pleasuring your senses. You see, that's the complete opposite of what yoga teaches us and what Christ teaches us about renunciation, about, living the simple life, treasuring and thanking the Creator for his divine gifts and eating divine food that's made by divinity, not by the devil. All right. Here we keep going. Role of calcium and other trace elements in gastrophysiology and pathology. Praise Krishna. The calcium balance is maintained. Okay, so if that goes out of balance, you're screwed. Okay. Links to cancer. Just read it for yourself. Okay. Read it for yourselves. Here we go. Inflammation. Inflammation is, in my opinion, a proxy indicator for calcium, hypercalcemia, because calcium plays a pivotal role in inflammation. So we're talking about inflammation. They're talking about hypercalcemia. And forget the nonsense about alkaloids and all these things. What's in your stomach? There's acid in your stomach because your body uses the acid to power itself and to digest. So if you're thinking about an alkaline diet or alkaline drinks, you're killing yourself, okay, just through sheer ignorance. Okay. Guess what? Respiratory diseases. Wow, that sounds kind of unbelievable. Well, here they have number 3 and number 4. Number 3 and number 4, let's look at those. Respiratory diseases. Calcium-dependent pulmonary inflammation. Booyah! Calcium plays an integral role in transmitting signals, blah, blah, blah. Acute respiratory is a rare hypercalcemia. All right? I'm not making anything up. I've taken a long time to research this. And I had been researching a lot of the food, a lot of, how I can change my life, but I hadn't hit the nail on the head. And my father, my late father, Lord rest his soul, may he be in heaven forever singing the praises of the Most High. And I know already that he is. He was a very devoted person, just complete bhakti yogi, devoted to the Creator. And, in his last days, he also came to know Christ as well. So, I have no doubt that he's in heaven. He would do meditation and sing to the Lord daily in the morning, 1 a.m., 3 a.m. He would exercise. He'd do all these things. At the end of the day, he had some complications in his health. And I wish I had known this a year or two ago, which could have possibly saved his life. But you know what? Right after he passed away and moved on to a better realm, a higher realm in the presence of the Most High, I got all this information downloaded into my, subconscious telepathically. And then I started researching it to present it to you because I already knew it about this calcium death. And I know in my heart he came to my mind a lot when I was realizing these things through the graces of the divine. And I know that he played a pivotal role, his soul, in translating and transmitting that information, retransmitting it from Christ to myself, and then here to you. So I think that you guys are very blessed, and I thank my father posthumously, and maybe may he be, you know, in the chorus of the angels up above. Not just because he was my dad, but he was confident and an expert of so many things for so many people, a life coach to so many people that came to him for help and advice. Um, and so let's keep going. Let's keep going. So I know for a fact he played a pivotal role in the transmission of this information, because this is above top secret. This, nobody knows this except like the fallen and the very highest minions of the demonic. Like I told you, I was talking to a CEO from Coca-Cola the other day, not the one in the U.S., but from another country, and he was drinking Coke. He was drinking Diet Coke, so he doesn't know jack about this. It's at the higher levels that they know, and I'll show it to you when I go into the translations and the etymology of the word in Sanskrit, and you'll see beyond any shadow of a doubt. So anyway, respiratory system, acute respiratory, you see, complications. So death by calcium. We keep going. Calcium dependent pulmonary inflammation and pharmacological interventions and mediators. And this is the MSM. This is like mainstream as it gets. Okay, asthma, calcium antagonists and asthma, calcium ions participate in the pathogenesis of asthma. This is not me saying it. I'm giving you the sources right here of people researching this night and day. Severe hypocalcemia can be bad for you too. But if you, it's just like anything. If you mess up your glands, they're just going to stop working, right? So if you're adding calcium, your parathyroid glands stop being able to regulate it. Calcium antagonists and asthma. Guess what? The big D. The big D. So let's go back. All right. So we've covered 1, we've covered 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 10. We're missing 2. All right. Diabetes. Let's see. Let's see the big D. If there's anything that is relating it to calcium or no. And man, you can't make this stuff up. Calcium has a vital role in the prevention of diabetes. Insulin sensitivity, okay. That seems simple enough. Insulin secretion depends on calcium and thus alters calcium flux, right? So the calcium is part of your body functioning correctly. So why is there a need to overload it? Elevated intracellular free calcium concentration increases the requirement for insulin, makes overproduce and oversecrete insulin. It's going to destroy your hyperparathyroid function. Calcium ions stimulate insulin release in the blood. Okay. Calcium is shown to be a signal of hypertension, while clinical trial calcium supplementation reduced fasting plasma insulin, increased insulin sensitivity. A diet high in sugar may drive all calcium. All that's debatable. Let's keep going. Let's keep on going. Derangement of calcium metabolism in diabetes mellitus. Negative outcomes from the synergy between impaired bone turnover and intestinal calcium absorption. So you see, hypercalcemia, diabetes. Can diabetes cause high calcium levels? Inconsistent results, okay. Profound deterioration. Severe hypercalcemia and diabetic ketoacidosis. There we go. Severe hypercalcemia and diabetic ketoacidosis. So I'm showing you the breadcrumbs. You go ahead and follow them. If you have the courage to do so. So pretty much we've covered 9 out of 10 causes of death are death by calcium. You're getting killed on purpose through the food supply that's been tainted by elevated, intentional, malevolent, malignant addition of calcium. And guess what? Not just physical, psychosis, prolonged hypercalcemia-induced psychosis. Hypercalcemia, too much calcium in your diet can induce psychosis. Stroke, elevated calcium after acute ischemic stroke. Okay, so it's, you see, all these red herrings. Oh, it's the sugar. Oh, it's the fat. Oh, it's the cholesterol. Oh, it's because you're eating meat. Oh, it's because you're not eating meat. Oh, it's because you're a vegan. Oh, it's because you're a vegan. It's all BS. It's all BS, guys. Wake up. Stroke, hypercalcemia, neonatal abnormalities, hypercalcemia, pediatrics, maternal hypercalcemia, okay? Elevated serum calcium development of type 2 diabetes. Alopecia, even too, so even hair loss, systemic hypercalcemia and scarring alopecia. Man, is nothing sacred anymore to these people? They make you lose your hair with the hard water that you're showering with. So I would say maybe I would use a filter. And soap, they put calcium in the soap too. What need is there to put calcium in the soap? I'll show that in another video. Hypercalcemia, depression, can interfere with how your brain works. It can cause depression. Read this stuff. High calcium levels, catalyst, neural demise, making you crazy, making you psychotic, making you down. Depression, anxiety, chronic fatigue. All these evil things stemming from one single little ingredient that wasn't even under your radar. What happens when calcium levels get high? Parathyroid gland. Parathyroid gland is linked to the pineal gland, which is the master gland. And that's why this video is called How to Stop a Star from Forming. I'll get to that in the later chapters. I'll have to do one or two more. Okay? So they're messing up all your glands, and you'll see how it works out. Skin cancer, hypercalcemia. They blame it on the sun. Skin cancer was very rare 100 years ago, and it's the same sun. Okay? 50 years ago, I can vouch for that. It's the same sun. It was just, it would burn you just as bad if you stayed out 2-3 hours without any cover in the broad daylight in summer. But now, hypercalcemia, there you go. They hide it. They have to hide it. So you fall for it. You keep falling for it. We all keep falling for it. I didn't know about this until a few weeks ago. Pineal, etc. We'll get to that. Autism, even. Look at this. Calcium ion. Calcium ions. Jansen's disease, Down syndrome. Altered calcium homeostasis and autism spectrum disorders. There you go. You see? Neurodevelopmental abnormalities. Hypercalcemia. So your brain is getting destroyed by the calcium. Severe hypercalcemia in a child. Hypercalcemia disorders in children. So do it for your children. I mean, stop giving them tortillas, stop giving them flour, stop giving them pasta, or do whatever you want to do. This is just my opinion. Hypercalcemia, reduced fertility. Guess why? There's no more, reduced birth rate. Erectile D, again, high calcium. High calcium. Okay? That's why there's no more hanky-panky. But go ahead and get that pizza and get that burger. There's nothing wrong with the patty. What's wrong is the cheese. What's wrong is the bun. Okay? You see how they hit it so well? The dairy. There's nothing wrong with the dairy itself. What's wrong is the added calcium. Are there lawsuits? Keys to the truth. Show me if what you're saying is true. There should be some lawsuits. Well, guess what? There are lawsuits, right and left, but they're just scratching the surface, tip of the iceberg. Lawsuits, lawsuits, lawsuits. Okay, so I guess this would be one of the better ways to go about this. Keep suing people. Calcium supplements, heart attack, lawsuit. Get the right lawyer. They're suing for the supplements, but they don't know yet that they should be suing for the tortillas, for the flour, for the milk, for the fake milk, for the almond milk, for the Twinkies, for the yogurt, for the Coke. Lawsuits. More lawsuits. Lipitor. They're trying to reduce your lipids, or so they claim, through calcium. Good gosh, man. The evil of these demons. California AG suing calcium antacid because you need more acid in your stomach, or you need it at the right pH levels. You don't need it to go alkaline, because then you're going to get sick. You need acid for your electrolytes to regulate your metabolism and produce electricity inside your body, like a battery. And you also need acid to kill the bacteria. That's why honey, which has a pH of 4, kills bacteria. And your stomach has low pH, kills bacteria. Death by calcium. So you see, I'm not the only one that's seen this. Proof of the toxic effects of dairy and calcium supplements. But again, they're just getting a little tiny portion. And this is by a board-certified cardiologist. Okay? Down syndrome could be linked as well. Down syndrome. And this is why I told you in that other video that how to turn people into stone, because guess what? When rigor mortis sets in, when you die, your muscles turn to stone literally because of mainly calcium. Calcium, okay? And I'll get into more of the spiritual, metaphysical battle that we're facing in the next few videos. The Lord protect you, the Almighty Christ protect you, Sri Krishna keep you in His good graces, the Divine Mother Radha lovingly fill you with her blessings and abundance. Open your eyes, allow yourself to open your eyes, allow yourself to be open to the truth, and be blessed.